going to start episode 3 for Survivor 45. Uh, a lot of stuff was kind of left in the air when it came to like the next time on portion of episode 2. I think we'll finally see some tribe dynamics in terms of the red tribe, or at least something other than the main 4 alliance. The blue tribe, I don't remember anything from the blue tribe except one guy having a seizure or something like that. And then, I don't know, I guess somehow people are not focused on Emily when it comes to the yellow tribe. We'll see what happens. Okay, first break of the episode. Yeah. I could definitely relate to Emily here because, I mean, sometimes I have to ask a lot of questions when I know I shouldn't ask questions. So her saying, hey, who didn't vote? You know, it's not that it's like distrustworthy or anything like that, or it's like she's picking a fight. No. It's just that she's showing off how sharp she is and in tune with the game she is. Well, not in tune, but she's catching on to things. And really the only thing that was keeping her around is that people think she's bad at the game, you know? So definitely a wrong move there, I guess is what I'll say by pointing that out. As for the blue tribe, you know, that's probably one of the more interesting tribes because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it seems like there's multiple groups. They say it's just really boys versus girls, but then it's the one girl and the lawyer who decided to try and protect him because he had a seizure in front of her. You know, there's the 3 boys and then one of the girls. I don't know, like there's a lot of side alliances in that one big tribe. So, not even a big tribe, it's only 6 people, but I'm not really sure who's going to fall into what there when it comes to that situation. I would need more context to something like that. As for the red tribe, everyone's picking on poor Sifu. You know what I mean? Like, he was my pick for hopefully winning. You know, that's the guy I want to see win. And it would be kind of funny if he won. Because, like, there's a bunch of stuff going on behind his back, and if he still somehow pulled out a win after that, that'd be funny to me. You know what I mean? It'd be Gabler-esque. As for the 2 girls, Mama Julia and I don't remember her name yet, catching Drew and I think his name's Austin. It was pretty funny, but yeah, they kind of played it off bad with their own kind of 4 strong, but I also don't think they're gonna jump ship to another 2 people if they're just gonna be like a 4 strong, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it seemed pretty interesting, drama, tension feeling within the group, but it also doesn't really feel like that. I don't know, there would need to be a fight between those 4 in order for me to think they'd break up. Anyway, moving on. Okay, I'm past the 3rd commercial break at this point. There wasn't really much to say after the 2nd one. The camp raid, I like the idea. Creates drama. Though the way Caleb handled it, I mean, damn, he could have been less obvious about the fact that he's just trying to make connections. You know what I mean? But I suppose that there isn't really any other way to make it clean. I suppose in that situation, they kind of screwed him a little bit. Like he's supposed to give away an advantage of some kind. Like no matter what, that's gonna paint a target on his back. Of course, he didn't. I guess that was the point of it. Like when you go on a journey or something like that in this new season or new age of Survivor, you're probably just going to paint a target on your back anyways. But in this case, he kind of just willingly did it. Not willingly, but he kind of did it and enjoyed putting a target on his own back. You know what I mean? And then the idea of the other 3, Emily, Sabaya, and I don't remember his name, but the other 3 back at his own tribe, thinking he's such a social threat that we should probably just cut him when we get the chance. I mean, that's kind of what happens in Survivor. That right there is the reason why I say it's never like a game for the faint of heart or anything like that, because the reality is, no matter what you do, you kind of have to just let people be bullied and let them be targeted and let them be voted out. You know what I mean? Or you have to be the one to do that to the other person to make sure they get voted out, because, like, yeah, you can stick up for them and be the hero and stuff like that, but then you lose your chance at $1 million. You know what I mean? And then what ends up happening is probably the person that you were trying to protect screws you over, you know? Hopefully it doesn't happen to him, you know? Hopefully it doesn't. I like him. He's all right. But it's not an original story, so we'll see if he lasts long. Okay, I'm at the fourth commercial break, and I kind of just want to quote Dee here when she said, alliances are the best thing in this game, or something along those lines. I don't remember. The point is, I really want to talk about the immunity idols real quick and the advantage. Because on the one hand, I mean, when you first look at the advantage about how, hey, if you lose your vote, this power will give it back. On the one hand, it seems pretty weak and circumstantial, right? Like, it's probably not going to happen to you. But on the other hand, now when you hear like this new idol rule about how, hey, this thing has a lifespan, you have to sacrifice votes over and over and over again to make sure it actually works like a decent hidden immunity idol. Now you understand why that advantage exists. Now it's even more powerful of an advantage, you know? At the same time, though, it also kind of defeats the purpose of a hidden immunity idol sometimes, because originally it was meant for like the underdogs to have a way to fight back, which is the same reason why the shot in the dark was created. You know what I mean? In this case, it can't really even be used by the underdog unless they get incredibly stupid lucky. Because like you think about the hidden immunity idols, and like the one that the red tribe, Reba, they had to like do 6 or 7 different tasks just in order to find that idol, and that would have been difficult to do all by yourself. It was probably difficult to do with an alliance. Now I think about it, when you think about the season so far, they all had to do it together. And then, actually, shit, I don't even know if the blue tribe has found an idol yet, but that's beside the point. The thing is, the way these idols are structured and that give a vote back challenge, all it's really doing is encouraging big alliances. You know what I mean? It's sort of like a Big Brother kind of side effect, where it's like all the gameplay is encouraged by big alliances and stuff like that, and then these hidden immunity idols really do encourage it. You know what I mean? So if your player is an underdog this season, I think they're going to stay that way for the rest of the game. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they have an alliance, which sucks for me because I'm rooting for Sifu and he's like in the minority, because like you got D, Mama Julie, and then Austin and Drew. They're pretty much going to run that tribe. It doesn't matter what happens. You know what I mean? Because they have the immunity idol. They have a free vote, even though they should have lost the vote. And then they have the numbers. It's like, who the hell cares what happens in that tribe? Because it's pretty much going to be obvious. So hopefully a shot in the dark works or something like that. That's what the drama is writing at this point. But yeah, like they're giving very little room for the underdogs, because at this point it's just like, who cares if you have an idol? You're gonna have it once, and then you're still screwed, because I mean, if you're not in the power alliance, you're not gonna last very long anyways. You know what I mean? It feels like the underdog is not gonna be able to win this season, which I don't know. I guess it depends on the underdog, but sometimes that does ruin a season. Other times it doesn't. Like sometimes I don't care if they're an underdog. I kind of just don't like them anyways. Ben would be an example of that. I didn't really care for most of the players on that season. But a lot of times I do root for the underdog, you know, to see him win, see him survive another vote. In this case, I don't think any underdog is going to make it to the end. So yeah, we'll see who steamrolls to the end so far. Okay, I'm recording this right before the third tribal council. A lot of stuff is happening. So Sabaya plans on getting her vote back publicly by throwing her wax idol thing into the fire, which I don't even know if they'll allow, but it'll definitely send a clear message to anyone, especially to Caleb, because I mean, if she actually does that, Caleb's gonna know that she's trying to vote him out with her vote. You know what I mean? If she would just chill, maybe they could still pull off the vote towards him. You know what I mean? I don't know why she showed Emily that idol. That really should have just between her and the other guy. You know, I think his name is Sean. I don't know, some weird gameplay going on with this tribe. On the other hand, it's kind of also good gameplay. If she didn't do what she was planning to do with the idol by tossing it into the fire pit, she would have got away with murder cleanly, just by getting rid of Caleb. But Emily, deciding to stick up for Caleb after he stuck up for her, so that's nice to see. Hopefully it works out for Emily. Hopefully it works out for Caleb. On the other hand, I wouldn't mind Sean and Sabaya winning this battle. You know what I mean? But so far, this is the most interesting tribe, but the only reason why is because they keep breaking up and reforming and stuff like that, and they keep losing and going straight to tribal council. It was funny because they made this thing about how, oh, now we're winning. They wanted a reward challenge, and then they went straight to an immunity challenge and lost. I don't know. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here just because of what the editing's telling me. For some reason, I'm getting a lot more screen time with Emily than I am with Caleb. And I think that makes me think that Emily is going to be the one who goes home. This is her swan song. I don't know yet if Sabaya is actually going to throw her wax casing into the fire pit to grab the idol and get her vote back. Because, if I could point out how bad of an idea it is, hopefully she can too. As for who I think is going home tonight, I think it is Emily. Just because, well, no, because Emily's committed to Caleb. So, maybe it is Sabaya that goes home. Actually, no. Yeah, Emily's pretty much safe here, so it's either going to be Sabaya or Caleb. So, I don't know what I'm talking about, now that I really think about it. So, I don't know. I guess it depends on whether or not Sabaya will actually throw her wax casing into the fire pit. But I guess it depends on whether or not... Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking mid-recording here. I'm trying to brainstorm what I think will happen. I feel like she'll be smarter than that and not throw her wax idol into the fire pit or anything like that. And then Caleb is gonna vote for Emily. And then it'll be a three-way tie between Sabaya, Emily, and Caleb. And Sean will be the only one who's safe. And then if no one switches, then Sean goes home. So Sean's definitely going to switch to Emily. I think rocks are going to happen now that I think about it. I'm trying to brainstorm what I think will happen. And yeah, I'm looking forward to rocks. We'll see what happens. Unless there was something that happened off screen, which has happened before. This is fitting to be an exciting tribal council. An exciting tribal council. Hopefully it stays that way. Okay, so tribal council's over. I was wrong, but it didn't really matter because, that was a great tribal council. A lot of twists and turns. That is one thing that Survivor does very well, is that it just kind of sets up situations where it's 200 different things could have happened, you know what I mean? And it's fun to speculate about that. That's really one reason why I made this series of sorts, But great blindside. Sabaya handled it well. Good for Caleb, good for Emily. Great way to take control. Poor Sean. And now, from what I'm hearing, the swap is coming up. No real other information than that, unfortunately, so I don't really know what's about to happen. Fun tribal council. As for the whole episode, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, there isn't much really to talk about because, it was really just other people solidifying power. It was basically reviewing stuff that I already kind of knew. There was some new stuff, but who cares, because it's all boiling down to the same things I learned in episode 2. So, and this one isn't really as surprising. But that was a really great tribal council, so in the end it kind of levels out. Great ending. Anyway, I had fun with episode 4. Oh no, I had fun with episode 3. I'm looking forward to episode 4. See you guys then.